There's probably no piece of equipment more important to finding and catching walleyes than quality electronics. Sonar and navigational units help find good fishing spots and the fish that live there. Last fall, I got together with Jeff Fink from Ray Marine with 3 goals in mind. First, Jeff is a really good guy and I was looking forward to spending a day fishing with him. Second, I wanted to better learn how to use my fish finding electronics, and Jeff is a real expert at that. Finally, Jeff and I both wanted to catch some walleyes. It's fall, and fall walleyes across the Midwest often relate to deep water structure, especially in a deep, clear lake like we are fishing today. We usually start a fishing day when targeting deep walleyes by cruising structure and looking for the presence of fish. It wasn't long and we found some fish, so it was time to get lines in the water. Coming through some more right here. And it wasn't long and we had a fish. Not a big one, but a start. There we go, Jeff.
Got him? Perfect.
Not real big though.
Found him, that's the main thing.
Yep. A little 14-incher. All right, let's put that one back. Well, we marked some, and then another fish showed up. Well, Jeff, I'm guessing this one is a little bit bigger than the last one, but he's not a monster yet. There we go. Not such a bad one. The eaten size one right there. I think we'll put that 14 and a half, 15-incher. Moments later, Jeff got on the board.
Little guy. A little bigger.
Oh, that's a little bit.
Yeah, not too bad.
Should we slip the net under him?
A little bigger.
Let's slip the net under that one.
There you go.
Good job, Jeff. We're gonna have a walleye dinner out of this fish. Here's a bit nicer fish, and we got a chance to learn more about Ray Marine's chirp technology that's taken the fishing world by storm. This one might have
A little bit of substance to it.
feels like it.
Nice. You need the net?
We might need the net on this one. Yeah, I think we're going to. He's not a monster, but
Oh, nice.
there we go. You know, Jeff, when I do fishing seminars in the winter, I get asked a lot by the people that attend is, Mike, how can I get better at this sport? And one of the things that I tell them is learn how to use your sonar. And they say, well, sure seems like, you know, fish locators have changed and all that. And one of the big things is the chirp technology. How is that different? I mean, we hear chirp, chirp, chirp. How is chirp different than our traditional sonar?
Basically, Mike, the difference in the traditional sonar that has been in the marketplace for years and years, it operates on a single frequency. It pings at 83 kilohertz, 200 kilohertz, 50 kilohertz, the traditional frequencies that we're used to using. Chirp technology that Ray Marine has is what we call broad spectrum chirp. So it operates on a large scanning set of frequencies. So you got a lot of frequencies working at the same time. You get more data, more information coming back, which gives you better detail and makes your picture clearer, easier to see, and it shows you more.
So in other words, Jeff, I'm seeing more weeds, more structure, but I'm seeing more fish too.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. You're seeing more of basically everything because all those frequencies are just looking at more information, which just gives you more of all the different factors: fish, bait, weeds, thermoclines. Any of that information that we're used to looking at is just more enhanced and just gives a better, real underwater view.
We're around a bunch of fish, and we learned that chirp has multiple uses as well. There we go. Nice. An eater. Yes, sir. That's not a bad little eater, 15 and a half incher. You know, Jeff, we talked about chirp, but there's different kinds of chirp. You have chirp sonar and chirp down vision. What's the difference between those two?
What we have is in the chirp sonar, that looks more like a traditional sonar to the average user. It's still color. It shows the different fish and the different structure in reds and blues and greens like we're used to looking at, but it's still using all the different frequencies at the same time. The traditional chirp sonar still looks like an upside down ice cream cone. It's about a 25-degree beam, so at 30 feet of water at the bottom, you're looking at about 10 or 12 foot around. And fish make their traditional arches. You'll see the pods for pods of bait, etc. When you get into the chirp down vision, the down vision chirp is a very narrow beam, and it's 60 degrees wide, so it's more side to side and very narrow. And as it goes across the bottom, it gets all that side to side information with all those frequencies and then builds its picture from there. So you see two totally different images, although it will see bait, it will see fish on both, but you will get a different interpretation of those signals. And learning to use them together is a great way to watch your screen, watch them both.
When walleyes are deep, we often find that the aggressive fish are around schools of bait. Here's a good shot of bait, which wound up being perch. Moments later, we found a walleye beneath that bait, and seconds later, Jeff caught a fish.
There we are. This little guy.
Another great thing about Chirp is that it's available in some very affordable units as well. So in reality, Jeff, Chirp helps us see more bait, see structure better, see more fish. And the neat thing is, even in the Ray Marine Dragonfly unit, the less expensive one, you have all that technology.
The Dragonfly product in the sonar and the down vision is the same technology that's in the larger MFDs. So that the less expensive Dragonfly gives the same performance as the more expensive units, so everybody can afford to fish the Chirp down vision and sonar.
So if you're a guide, a tournament fisherman, or someone just getting started, we can all use and share the same technology. That's a pretty neat deal. When we come back, more fall walleye action with Jeff.
Fishing the Midwest is presented by beautiful Cabot-Togama Lake, gateway to Voyageurs National Park. Evinrude, introducing the all-new Evinrude E-Tech G2, the outboard of the future. Rig Wrap, the world's best fishing rig storage solution. Ice Castle, you can camp in an ice castle, but you can't fish in a camper.
Fish on! Come on, get together.
Introducing a revolutionary concept in outboards, a choice. Now with the Evinrude E-Tech G2, you can choose unrivaled performance, superior fuel economy, and the cleanest combustion outboard on the planet. Choose from hundreds of color combinations to perfectly match your boat. And choose 5 years or 500 hours with no dealer scheduled maintenance. Experience the power of choice at ChooseYourETech.com.
Lake Cabot-Togama in Voyageurs National Park is your year-round destination for experiencing nature at its finest. Enjoy the solitude of the pristine wilderness while having all the comforts of home available at the many full-service resorts. The fishing is world-class. So are all the other outdoor activities that are abundant in all the seasons. Cab is the perfect place for your family or a group of friends, and Cab is an easy drive from anywhere in the Midwest. Cabot-Togama Lake in northern Minnesota. Discover Cab now.
What inspires the angler to return to the water's edge are not the countless fish that came before, but the one that lies ahead. Every time you fish, every single cast, every single day. Beautifully crafted multi-species fishing boats unlike any other to catch any fish you're after. See more online and at your local FX dealer. Larson FX, where others have yet to go.
Jeff and I decided to hit another deep water hump, so once again we put our sonar navigational units to work searching for bait and the presence of walleyes. And Jeff told us about how using this technology can help make us more successful as anglers.
One of the most important things that not only the pro fisherman but the everyday fisherman has to take from these new electronics is that you only have so much time on the water. The electronics are there to help you find these fish to make your day more productive. So to run out with your boat and see a couple of boats out fishing and stop and say, hey, they're fishing here, let's fish here. Take some time, use the technology at hand, drive around, look at your down vision, look at your sonar, look at the structure on your chart plotter, and find those fish first, and then start fishing. All you're going to do is have a better experience, you're going to spend more time in productive water, and have a lot better trip and catch fish.
Today we're using Cabela's Tournament ZX casting reels. These reels are also available in spinning models. Here's a bit more about the spinning versions.
Wow, does that cast. Today I'm out throwing light jigs for walleyes, and what's important with this technique, I'm using spinning gear, it's the use of the right spinning reel. This is the new Tournament ZX Cabela's spinning reel. This thing is super smooth. 7-ball bearing, so it's smooth on the cast, smooth on the retrieve. It has an advanced locomotive level wind. What that means is your line, whether it be braid, fluoro, or mono, lays evenly on the spool, and it's got a micro click front drag. This reel does it all. The Tournament ZX spinning reel, available only at Cabela's.
The best products for your outdoor needs are at Cabela's, and those Cabela's outfitters have the experience to help you decide what products will work best for you. Now back to the fishing. Today we are using bottom bouncers with 2-hook rigs tied on Sunline Assassin fluorocarbon. Our hooks are Super Glow attractor hooks to maximize attraction in deep water. Here's another nicer one. He wrapped our lines together. Take a kid fishing, and that's what I do. Let's see what this one goes. Look how fat that one is.
Yeah, that's a nice fish.
You think he's been eating some of those perch schools? Just a hair over 19.
Nice.
Just a nice fish. That was fun. All right, let's get this one back and go get another one. Whoa, that one was lively. We found another school of active fish in this spot, and we did get a chance to learn how chirp technology also helps us see off to the boat's sides using side vision. When that technology hit the fishing world, us walleye guys, we thought, shallow water bass fishing. But we're starting to learn that it helps us find bait and walleyes out in the deeper water as well.
The down vision, has been a great asset. Then we took the chirp and we put it into the new side vision technology. One of the things that chirp allowed us to do that was a little different over the traditional down vision is that side vision, we can look out up to 800 feet out each side of the boat. So it opens up the deep water and big water angler the opportunity to find bait, find fish out to the side. That way they can go back and target those fish, know where they are. So not only the shallow water bass fishermen, but the big water fishermen can definitely benefit from side vision.
So us walleye guys can take advantage of that side vision technology as well. I'm just gonna put this one on board, see what he goes. I think he's around 17.
This is a much nicer fish.
Fish with some shoulders. Oh yeah.
Take and drag even. I'll get them up here for you. Ready? There we go. Chunker. There we go. Nice job, Jeff. Much better fish.
Same deal. We come through this area.
Yep.
We see fish.
Yeah.
And so
we stop and we catch fish.
Yep.
It's nice it all works that way.
That's a nice walleye right there. That's probably an 18-inch or 19 maybe. Should we put her back?
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, let's get her back.
Sure.
That's a nice one to grow up and somebody else catch them a little.
Absolutely.
The fish just kept biting as the sun slipped away for the day. Here's another nicer one. He wrapped our lines together. That was a fun day, and the day's 3 goals were accomplished. Time spent with Jeff was fun. I learned more about sonar, and we got to catch a bunch of walleyes. When we come back, Bob Jensen and Mike Goddard will be chasing smallmouth bass.
Fishing the Midwest is presented by Cabela's. It's in your nature. Impulse. Excite the bite with scent, color, and action. Ray Marine. Don't just go fishing, go hunting underwater. CrappieCentral.com. Northland Fishing Tackle. Made by fishermen, for fishermen.
Don't just go fishing, go hunting underwater. With Raymarine's superior high-fidelity chirp sonar vision, you'll never look at fishing the same again. You're already the predator above the water. Now go find your prey below it. Raymarine. Visit raymarine.com to get in on the action.
No matter how hard you try, keeping your rigs tangle-free is, well, challenging. Well, not anymore with Rig Wrap. Staying tangle-free has never been easier. Just wrap, close, rinse, and store. Simple, right?
Wow.
No matter the rig, Rig Wrap has a storage solution to keep you tangle-free. From conveniently small to offshore extra large, you'll never worry about tangled rigs ever again. Rig Wrap, the world's best fishing rig storage solution.
I started using Salmo Hornets more and more a few years ago, and in those few years, I'm catching more and more fish. There's just something about a Hornet that makes a walleye or a bass or a panfish or whatever want to eat it. Hornets have a lifetime guarantee, and they're hand-tuned so they run perfect right out of the box. Cabela's has an outstanding selection of Hornets in the best sizes and colors, and the folks at Cabela's can tell you which ones are the hottest. Salmo didn't invent the crankbait, they just perfected it. Insist on Salmo at Cabela's. Mike Goddard and I have been fishing across Wisconsin for the last 15 or 20 years, and most of the time we fish for smallmouth bass. We fish for smallmouth because we like to catch them, and Mike is an expert smallmouth catcher. Today we're on one of the best smallmouth fisheries on the planet, Sturgeon Bay on the Door County Peninsula of Wisconsin. The wind is brisk, we can only fish certain areas, but when you're on Sturgeon Bay with a fisherman as knowledgeable as Mike, you only need to fish a few places. We headed to a close-by bay that was somewhat protected from the wind, but the bass didn't want to bite there. We drove across the mouth of the bay to a wind-blown rock point. There was a smallmouth home.
You got a little one on, Bob?
Do ya? Well, there he is back there, Mike. Look at there. You need any help?
I think we'll swing him in.
Your idea of little and mine are two different things, Mike. You know? There he is. Nothing wrong with that guy at all. Anywhere, you know?
Pull him in
Ooh.
there.
Did he hit it pretty hard, Mike?
Well, it's kind of hard to tell,
Yeah.
but I did feel a thump.
That's a decent fish anywhere. Then it was my turn.
You're cracking one, Bob.
Yeah, he was pretty close to shore. He was right up there tight. Now this is a small one, Mike. This is what small is. You know? This is what small is.
Get them all sizes here.
Yeah, that's okay. Look at that guy. Wow.
We're going to do a lot better than that before the day's over.
I know. That's good stuff. We're using tube jigs today. The 3.5-inch impulse tube is as good as it gets for this presentation. Rig it on a jig head or on an inner tube jig, and you've got a smallmouth catching setup. Mike Frisch has some ideas for fishing tubes on jigs for smallmouth bass.
Oh, he's about played out. There he goes. All right. Whoa, a little more shaking him. Smallmouth bass. Smallmouth bass and tubes go hand in hand. This is the 3.5-inch impulse tube. Great action, scent, flavor that the bass like. Smallmouth catching machine. Largemouth bass like it too. 3.5-inch tube from Impulse. Comes in all the right colors. Smallmouth, largemouth bass love them. Let's go get another one.
The bass are liking this wind, and they're liking Mike's tube jig. Mike, what have we got here? Is this broken rock just come out a little ways, then flattens out, or what is it?
Bob, this is kind of a unique spot. It's a transition from about 3 feet to 21 feet. And the bigger females will hang out here, and of course there'll be some males too, but they'll just kind of sit here and eat until it's time to go up and spawn. And then there's a big spawning flat about 100 yards from here that they'll come up and spawn in. So it's just kind of a great pre-spawn spot. Right, today the wind is blowing in on it, so they're active, and it's just a lot of fun.
But this rock just comes out a little ways. It's just
riprap on the shore.
It's a erosion thing. Mike knows every aspect of fishing equipment really well. He studies the stuff, but he fishes a lot also. He's a very successful tournament angler. Mike puts a lot of thought into the line he uses. Here's an idea about selecting fluorocarbon line. Mike, Sunline has fluorocarbon in several different models, SKUs. What is the difference in good, better, best?
Sunline makes 3 different types of line. We make a good, a better, and a best. Our good starts out at the super fluorocarbon line. Our better is the FC Sniper, and our best is the shooter line. But one thing you got to keep in mind is that our best may not be the best for your application.
When would you want to use the sniper?
If you're running a spinning reel like a lot of us do, then you'd want to go to the FC Sniper, which is the better. That is a formula that's a lot more supple and it lends itself to a spinning reel.
Tell us when would you want to use shooter?
For bass fishermen, we have our shooter line. It is our most abrasion resistant line that really lends itself well to flipping and pitching in heavy cover. And you can run a whole tournament on that without respooling.
That's some pretty good fishing so far. When we come back, we'll share more fishing action. Stay tuned. Fishing the Midwest is presented by Larson Boats, Larson FX, where others have yet to go. Selmo, insist on Selmo. Offshore Tackle, the leader in trolling technology. Clear Lake Area Chamber of Commerce, stay at the shore and explore North Iowa. Sunline, the strength to guarantee your confidence. A boat ride on the water, a concert in the shadow of legends, a day of fishing in one of the premier fisheries in the Midwest. These are just a few of the wonderful attractions Clear Lake has to offer. Nestled in northern Iowa, Clear Lake is known for its beautiful scenic landscapes, top-rated beaches, and yearly events. From the annual Winter Dance Party to the blockbuster 4th of July celebration, Clear Lake has something for everyone. Stay at the shore and explore.
Okay, so you've got 2 kids with a shared total of 17 birthdays, 12 trips to the zoo, 128 visits from Grandma and Grandpa, 204 T-ball games, and though a picture's worth 1,000 words, how many can you hold in your own 2 hands? 0. Why? Because your pictures are being held hostage on your camera or a hard drive or that ubiquitous digital cloud. Well, I've got 3 words for you. Print to preserve. You'll be glad you did. LifeTouch, photography for a lifetime.
Impulse soft baits have dominated our bass fishing for years.
And they're a big part of our panfish and walleye fishing. When the fish are aggressive, soft baits are the best choice, producing awesome fish-attracting action.
And you can catch several fish on one bait.
That means more time spent catching and less time rebaiting.
Northland's Impulse, a step above other soft baits with their secret scent that triggers fish to bite and hold on longer.
Meaning we feel more bites and set more hooks.
We stress quality, we stress affordability.
When people walk in, they say they look like a cabin on wheels.
Made in the Midwest, for people in the Midwest.
Today they're running smaller than Sturgeon Bay bass usually do. Mike explains why.
So what's the deal with this? I mean, Sturgeon Bay is known for big fish. If you're getting small ones, do the big ones run with them, or what do you do?
These are just all little males that are pre-staging to move up, and I think it's probably time for us to move and try and find some females that are going to move in.
You'll find areas where the fish are just bigger.
Yes, exactly.
Mike is putting it on me pretty good, which isn't unusual. Here's what he's doing to get the bass to bite.
Mike, this area is pretty wind blown. I mean, there's quite a bit of wind coming in here, and you're doing something different. I don't know what it is, but you're doing something different. What is it to present your bait in this wind and feeling the strike in the whole thing?
Bob, what I'm doing is something called the Erie drag. So you cast out, let your bait go to the bottom, and then I'm just slowly sweeping the bait on the bottom. The only time I'm reeling is just to take up the slack line, and I got my finger on the blank, and I'm just dragging on the bottom, and you'll feel a bonk like that, set the hook.
No hopping, no swimming, just dragging.
Just dragging.
We move to another wind-blown point. Same story, Mike gets bit.
He hit out quite a ways, didn't he, Mike?
Yeah, I didn't even feel him right away because of the wind.
Or did he pick it up and swim out here quite a ways? Woo. He ate it too.
Like most bodies of water, Sturgeon Bay has seen some changes.
Mike, you've been fishing this area, Sturgeon Bay in the area, for quite a while. What changes have you seen?
I think the most predominant feature change has been the introduction of the goby into the system.
How'd they get here?
They came in through the ballast tanks of the big freighters.
Yep.
And when they got established, the smallmouth figured out they're good to eat, and they've been eating on them to the extent that they're getting way bigger than they were before.
The smallmouth.
Correct.
When they eat gobies, they get big.
We learned that it started over in Lake Erie and kind of worked its way this way, and you know, we're getting to the point now where they're getting 8-pound smallmouth.
That's something. 4s and 5s are pretty common.
They can be when you're on that pot of fish.
Sure, yeah. And what about numbers of fish? Is fishing as good?
I think the numbers are as good as they've ever been. This spring, there's been an awful lot of young males that got caught, and so I feel really optimistic for the future.
With the introduction of gobies, has it changed how the smallmouth behave, how they feed, what they do?
In my opinion, it has. I think they feed more down now than horizontal and up high. You know, years ago we'd catch a lot of them on topwater baits and spinner baits. Not that you can't today, but you know, I use a lot of tube presentations, drop shots, you know, which are all getting it down to the bottom, and I think that's where the majority of them feed, and that's one thing that's changed for me.
If you like to catch smallmouth bass, Sturgeon Bay is a must-visit place. There's outstanding walleye action there also.
Ooh, I haven't seen him yet. He's staying down. There he is, right with the boat here. What is that? Oh no, Mike, you're gonna be so disappointed.
Is that a big walleye?
Mike, look at this. Oh, isn't that something? I'm good. I'm good at that. I am very good at that. You know?
We've caught a lot of those this year.
Have you really? Look at that guy. Gee, money Christmas. He's probably eating all the bass. Yeah, I know.
That's a Green Bay walleye.
Yeah, that's a nice walleye. I don't get many. When I get them, they're nice. Oh man, I like that. Japers. He just stopped it. Just stopped it.
And not far away are some great trout and salmon opportunities.
That's a king salmon?
That's a king. That's a 4-year-old.
Is it really? Whoa, look at the teeth in that guy.
Yeah, that's a nice fish.
We stayed at Wave Point Marina and Resort when we visited Sturgeon Bay. Wave Point is a great place. The rooms are very nice and clean and spacious. You're right in the water. The boat ramp is close by. The restaurant is very good. Wave Point will make you look forward to getting back to shore at the end of the day. For very nice lodging, check out Wave Point Marina and Resort. And for world-class fishing, check out Sturgeon Bay in Door County, Wisconsin.
If you ever see us in the water, be sure to stop by and say hello. Hey, for all of us that fish in the Midwest, thanks for stopping by. Be nice to one another. We'll see you again next time.